What's up, folks? It's Hack here, and I'm gonna be narrating the Nova guide. This is actually created by IFC YIPES. The gameplay and everything you see here is his technology. Thank you to Mr. Michael Mendoza. I'm actually gonna be going through the basics and normal specials, movements, assists, and supers here. So we got a lot to cover. We're gonna get started. Nova is an intricate character. He hits hard, and it's gonna be fun to watch. Okay, so we're gonna actually go through all of his normals. There's not much to say here. You probably want to rely on his crouching B, but actually let's go through his jab and his crouching jab. As you can see, his crouching jab is not a low, which is usually a universal bad thing you see across players. If they don't have a low move similar to Iron Fist, it's hard to have that mix up, and people aren't scared to just walk backwards on them or just jump back. So his crouching jab is not a low, and it's as fast as normal. And his standing jab, it can be used as a decent anti-air, but you want to be staying away from that since his crouching B is a slide. His standing B is probably one of the best animations of any normal in this game. It's so crunchy, it hurts. His standing roundhouse, you'll probably be using it as a whiff punish for the most part. It is fairly quick, but you will, as I said before, you'll be wanting to go for the slide most of the time. You can make it safe by using his fireball motion or whatever the case after the fact. But his standing has good range and is a launcher, so that's always good to know. His forward H is probably something you're gonna be using a lot. It's besides OTGing, it's a really decent overhead, so you can mix it up a bit. Since Nova packs a lot of punch, people are gonna be actually blocking against him a lot, and his moves have a lot of startup, so for people are gonna be scared by getting hit by his armor or some of his special moves, so you can sneak in overhead in there once in a while. And I'm actually showing you his crouching B now. As you can see, it travels 3/4 of the screen, puts him extremely low. It actually goes under some projectiles, which is cool to know. And he has a lot of armor moves, so it's hard to tell the difference between the slide and the armor slide or whatever the case is. So you want to mix those up. But his crouching B is so good as far as it is now, similar to something She-Hulk had before in Marvel 3. I mean, the vanilla Marvel. As you can see, we're gonna go through his specials now, and that was the DP with low kick. It hits low, and it's a decent move since you can't tell which way he's going. And then if you do with that B, he gets the overhead, so it's a decent mix-up. I wouldn't be relying on it too much because it can be easily punished. The H one is great for continuing combos. It gets your opponent to the corner extremely easy, like a lot of his moves do, and it just fits him well. Only thing I'll tell you guys is that it only combos off the standing H, so just have your hit confirms ready and be ready to go. I'm actually going through some of his specials now, so his projectiles in general are cool. The Hadouken with H is not so bad. It actually has some decent durability. You're going to be wanting to be using it to space your opponents out. It matters how they're playing. It actually give you enough time to do his AS move, which launches the projectile in the air. And the only reason I would tell you guys to use the human rocket is in the air because it causes a wall bounce. And if you guys do it Tiger Knee human rocket, you actually can get a free or a double overhead, which is pretty cheap. It's not the most safest thing to do, so I would actually stray away from it since his slide is pretty good. This movie can be spammed, especially in X Factor. You want to be using it a lot. Now we're going to go over his assist. The beta assist is his best assist. Is actually an overhead and sets up for easy, extremely easy, unblockable setups with characters like Virgil and whatever the case is. As you can see there, we're gonna actually go through his alpha, which is his projectile. The only problem with this is that it takes his red life away. In general, the actual projectile is not bad. It stops most square jumping and people trying to get in. The only thing about it is just like in the original move, it has a slow startup. So you probably want to stray away from this unless your team really needs it. You need to zone, maybe have a Phoenix Wright team or something along those lines. It'll probably work well with them, but that overhead assist is so good and too many characters can benefit from it. It takes a little while to start off, but once it hits it's hard to stop. Honestly, I wasn't able to stop it ever, so just check it out. It's an easy way to get unblockable setups. His movement. Well, this is where Nova is most deceiving. His air dashes are extremely slow. His fly is extremely slow. He does have an 8-way dash, but as you can see, it starts out slow but accelerates fast. You're probably not going to be wanting to use it. He has a decent wave dash on the ground. This sounds weird to say, but Nova can cover the ground pretty easily unless there's a projectile character. He does have a 3/4 screen slide. He does have moves with extreme amounts of normal, and that is something you should guys be looking at. His tri jump is slow if you do down corner, but down is instant overhead. It is amazing. As you can see how fast it is, but the problem with that is the high-low mix-up isn't really there since his crouching B is the only low move he has, and most people are going to be holding up back against him, so you want to actually mix it up a bit, and if the player is good enough, they can block a crouching B because it does have the startup. But yeah, that tri dash is always good to have. Any player with a tri dash that fast is only benefiting. And look how crazy it is. On wake up, I can see people just getting opened up by this character with a good assist, and he hurts. As you can see, with 2 more hits, he could have definitely killed this Phoenix character. But in general, like you can use his human rocket in the air for movement. Since his air dash is pretty good, his square jump is not the best. You can actually use the human rocket, and you may clip somebody. All right, now we're gonna go into his supers. His first is his quarter circle forward with 2 punches. It takes a decent amount of life. Only thing is it takes your red life from you. That's the thing about Nova. It's probably, people say it's better, but the amount of damage increase from the actual supers is not that great. The human rocket super is probably one of his best supers. Has a huge amount of armor. Just has a pretty long startup, but you can control it and make it safe. As you can see there, it's pretty neat. I've used it a lot in matches, and it's pretty fun to use. As you can see there, you could probably do a cross-up setup, and if you have an assist protecting you, no one's catching him. But in general, like you can clip anybody with that super. Now it's for the fun part. This is where Yipes actually went above and beyond, and he got some cool combos for you guys. So we're gonna actually watch some of them, and I'll try to walk you through anything that you need to be looking at. Yeah, this is just a regular corner combo with the rocket punch. Well, it's just a B&B. You don't want to drop anything, but you should be paid note to the damage. Look how much it did anyway. This is I think this is a special one with the H loop. Oh no, this is double actual full screen rocket, and he's gonna hit him with the overhead OTG, and look how much damage it takes. Almost 700k just hit him with one armored special. That's death on most characters. Alright, here we have the S combo that works in mid-screen. This is what you're probably going to be going for the most part. Besides being flashy, it takes a whole lot of damage. He could probably kill a character with X Factor. Here, it didn't connect fully, but that Dormammu would have been dead. And this is a special Yipes reset. Actually, if you go for the H loop in the corner, and it gives him so much time to hit you with the low, boom. And if you guys watch, he does a full screen OTG combos, and yeah, Yipes told me to give him credit on that, and I am. It's amazing reset. And this is a dead character for the most part. You guys can have it. Yipes gave it to you guys, and boom. Stuff like that is why Nova is scary. He tags you once, you're gonna die. You guys know the deal. Pause if you need to actually see the combo notation, which you probably will be. That reset is no joke. I definitely seen Yipes use it in match, and is extremely effective. That short doesn't give you enough hit stun to actually think about anything, so you need to figure out how you're gonna get out that situation immediately. As you can see here, Nova benefits from a lot of forward assists, like Iron Man, definitely. The Rising Fang from Iron Fist is probably one of the best assists he can use, since it covers the airbase. It stops people from jumping, as I told you before. Even though Nova has flight, he's really good at controlling the ground. Shopping cart is turning out to be the new Tatsu assist. It locks people down, and if Nova has you in the corner with his instant overhead setups and crouching B, he can cause some havoc. And a lot of moves are hyper arm, so he can make push blocks and start opening people up and just destroying them. Yipes wanted me to make sure I mention in the advanced positioning tactics some key features of Nova. Nova is an air grab character, or a grab character in general. Even though he does not have a command grab, one frame grabs in here are just as good. He can combo from anywhere when he grabs you, so you're gonna be wanting to fish for that. As you can see, he's going for the instant overhead setups. But when you're playing in match, you're gonna definitely need a decent assist to protect him, because Nova isn't the best. But you're gonna be wanting to wave dash around, trying to open the player up full screen, and you have the ability to zone too. And the AS projectile move is pretty amazing as far as how useful it is actually turning out to be. If he has a little protection, he could throw that rocket out and just scare the opponent. It's not actually there to even hit him, but it's homing, so the player has to worry about it at all times. It's one of those things that I don't think anybody's gonna learn the timing of, and boom, once you get that air guy, once they jump in the air, the free money, and he can go for the reset here, which he probably should go for, since Dormammu does have a decent amount of health. But in general, if you want that damage, you can get it. So like his tri dash isn't the best, but since it does have the delay, it does honestly confuse some people. With the right to assist protecting it, I can see people being opened up by him, and you could definitely make the slide safe by doing the quarter circle forward with H, and it's good stuff like that. Just in general, Nova hits hard, but he's extremely high risk. Like that could easily be punished. So you want to be using your projectiles as much as possible, and be aware of your red life at all times. That's a huge thing about Nova. He does take more damage, of course, but at the same time, you're sacrificing red life in this game where you can tag somebody out and honestly get 500k back, and it's like having a whole nother character in general. As I mentioned before, the assist can do this to him. Most of his specials do. The extra damage is pretty cool. It's one of those novelty things, and as you can see, it does have a huge amount of super armor. That's super. You want to be wanting to be fishing for that a lot. It's like the bionic arm. I'm gonna call it the Nova Bionic. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna stop. Boom, these guys get knocked. As you can see there, it's probably one of the only supers that gets away with it. Alright, this is the best part of actually Nova has a lot of stuff going on for him as far as positives. High damage, fast down try jump. I told you his down corner try isn't the quickest. Can cover the ground in no time. His slide makes it so easy for him. He has a lot of other special moves that get him across. Has low block and overhead specials. Amazing damage from air throws. He's the only character that can come off any of his throws. Great mix-up potential up close range. Just needs a good assist protecting him, which sucks for a lot of these characters who do need assists. Slower and safe normals than negatives. Slow angle try jump. Uses red health for specials. Actually a real for specials and supers. That's actually a bigger deal, because in top level play you want to keep that life to you as much as possible, unless you're going nuts, as Andre likes to say. I actually want to thank everybody for the help, especially Mr. Michael Mendoza, Yipes, for the information. Thanks for watching as always, and we're gonna have more guys coming to you soon. Thank you.